Welcome back to day 15. Have you ever had a long chat with an AI, and partway through it suddenly seems to forget something you told it right at the start? You're not imagining it, and it's not a bug. It's bumping into a fundamental limit called the context window. Think of it as the AI's short-term memory, and it has a very real-size limit. Understanding it explains so much: why long conversations drift, why you sometimes have to remind the AI of things, and why prompts can only be so long. Today we'll see exactly how it works and prove it live by making an AI forget. Let's dig in. Here's the core idea. When you chat with an AI, the model doesn't have a memory of you the way a friend does. Every time it replies, it's really just rereading the recent conversation and continuing it. The chunk of conversation it can actually see at once is called the context window. If something is inside that window, the AI can use it. If it's outside, it may as well never have happened. So the context window is basically the AI's working memory, everything it's holding in mind for this one conversation right now. Let's get concrete. The context window holds the current conversation, everything you've typed, and everything the AI has replied. And remember tokens from a couple of days ago? The window's size is measured in tokens, and it has a hard limit, a maximum it simply cannot exceed. So what happens when a conversation gets long and the window fills up? Something has to give. The oldest text gets pushed out to make room for the new. And here's the crucial part. The AI can only use what's still inside the window. Whatever fell out is gone. Let me show you that happening. Picture the conversation as a row of messages. The glowing box is the context window, and let's say it can only hold the last 5 messages at a time. At the very start, you tell the AI, "My name is Sam." That's sitting right there in the window, so the AI knows it. But watch as the chat continues. Each new message slides in from the right, and to make room, the whole conversation shifts left. See what's happening to your name? It drifts toward the edge of the window, and then it falls out. It's still technically part of the conversation, but the AI can no longer see it. So now, when you finally ask, "What's my name?" the answer is long gone from its memory. That, right there, is why long chats forget. So this is exactly why a long conversation seems to develop amnesia. The things you said early on slide out of the window as the chat grows. And once they're out, the AI genuinely cannot see them anymore. It's not being lazy or ignoring you. The information is simply not in front of it. And there's no error message, no warning. It just quietly loses the earliest details. That's why, in a long session, you sometimes have to repaste or remind the AI of something you already told it. You're putting it back into the window. Let's prove all of this with real code. Here's a clean little experiment. We'll tell the AI, "My name is Sam." Then we'll ask, "What is my name?" in 2 different ways. First, we'll send the message with the name still included in the context, simulating a window that still holds it. Then, we'll ask the exact same question, but this time we'll leave the name out, simulating a window where it has already fallen out. Same AI, same question. The only difference is whether the name is still in the window. Let's look at the code. Here's the setup. We've got the message where Sam introduces himself, the AI's reply, and the question, "What is my name?" In the first call, we send all 3, so the name is right there in the context window. In the second call, watch closely, we send only the question. We've dropped the name, exactly as if it had scrolled out of a full window. Everything else is identical. Let's run it and see whether the AI remembers. First, with the name still in the window, we ask, "What is my name?" and the AI answers instantly. "Your name is Sam. I remember from when you introduced yourself." Perfect. Because the introduction is still sitting inside the context window, the AI can see it and use it. This is the AI working exactly as you'd hope. It remembers, because the information is right there in front of it. Now watch what happens when that same information has fallen out. And here it is. The exact same AI, the exact same question, "What is my name?" But this time, the introduction was left out of the window. And look, I don't have any information about your name. We haven't met before. It's not being difficult. It genuinely cannot see the part where you told it your name, because that text is no longer in the context window. Same model, same question, completely different answer, purely because of what was inside the window. That is the context window, proven. So let this be your mental model from now on. If something is inside the context window, the AI can use it, it's remembered. If it has fallen outside, it's gone, no matter how important it was. The AI isn't choosing what to remember and forget, it's simply limited to what physically fits in the window right now. Once you picture that sliding window, the quirks of long AI conversations stop being mysterious and start being completely predictable. So how do we live with this limit? A few ways. The good news is modern context windows have gotten huge. Some can hold entire books now, but they are never truly infinite. There's always a ceiling. So it helps to keep important information recent, or simply restate it when a chat gets long. For very long conversations, a common trick is to summarize the earlier part, compressing it so it takes up less of the window. And when you need the AI to work with far more knowledge than any window could hold, there's a powerful technique that fetches just the relevant bits and drops them into the window on demand. It's called RAG, and it's coming up soon in this series. Let's lock it in. The context window is the AI's short-term memory for a single conversation, everything it can see at once. It's measured in tokens and has a hard limit. When it fills up, the oldest text falls out to make room, and once something's out, the AI can't use it. That is exactly why long chats seem to forget how they began, and we proved it. By dropping a name out of the window, we made the very same AI forget it. Picture the sliding window, and AI conversations will never confuse you again. So that's the context window, the AI's short-term memory, with a hard limit that explains why long chats forget the beginning, and you watched us make an AI forget a name on purpose. We just teased a way to give AI access to way more knowledge than fits in a window. To make that work, computers need a way to turn words and meaning into numbers they can search. That's a genuinely beautiful idea, and it's tomorrow's topic, embeddings, meaning as numbers. Thanks for building with me today. See you tomorrow on AI in 5. And that's the context window in 5 minutes. If this cleared up why AI forgets, do me a favor, hit like, tell me in the comments the longest chat you've ever had with an AI, and subscribe so you never miss a lesson. Tomorrow, we turn meaning into numbers with embeddings, one of my favorite ideas in all of AI. Tap the screen